Hiya, and welcome to a quick talk here, and this talk's on overtraining. Now, what do I mean about overtraining? Do I mean spending 5 hours in gym? No, I don't. What I mean is spending 5 hours in gym 7 days a week. Yeah. Overtraining sometimes isn't the amount of time that you train in gym. I'll give you an example. Steve Reeves, go look at his physique, yeah? And it ain't arguable. He was definitely natural, yeah, 100%. There's no shadow of a doubt that Steve Reeves was natural. There's a lot of people on YouTube say he was. Trust me, look at his body properly. 100% natural bloke. But what I'm going to say is, he used to train for 5 hours, yeah, sometimes, but he only trained 3 days a week, yeah. And then every so often, he'd have a week off, yeah, without fail, whether he wanted that week off or not. He'd train for so long and he'd have a week off, right? And if he trained, say, Tuesday, he wouldn't train, he'd have a full day off in between, but he'd train, say, now I don't know exactly what days he trained, but I know that he trained 3 times a week, but say he trained Tuesday morning, he'd have a full day off, yeah, so he'd have Wednesday off, but then he'd train Thursday evening. So he wouldn't train Thursday morning, he'd train Thursday evening. He had a specific time that his body needed to rest. Now go look at his body. Now, I did his workout a few years back when I was in my mid-40s, mid to late 40s. Probably mid, about 45, 46. And because I was in a bit of a bad place in gym, I wasn't making any gains anymore. So I thought, I'll buy Steve Reeves' book. And I bought his book, yeah. Ace, fantastic, brilliant. I did his milkshakes, I made his protein shakes, I ate his diet, and I did his training. Brutal, absolutely brutal. I could only manage it for about, I think it was 7 months, and then I was done. I couldn't do it any longer. Yeah, it was absolutely brutal. But you should have seen changes in me. I got 17-inch biceps. My chest was massive. My waist shrunk. It was unbelievable. And everybody in gym were looking at me with those dodgy eyes, and they were asking me what I was taking. And the truth was, I wasn't taking anything. I was on Steve Reeves' diet. Yeah, it was unbelievable. And Steve Reeves' training. So I learned a lot from that, because when I was young, I used to, when I first started training, massively overtrain. So I was always extremely strong, but extremely skinny. And then, just quite by accident, I didn't fall out of love with training, but you find mates, you start going out more, you start partying, and training's not the biggest deal in the world. But I still liked it, yeah. So when I was going through that phase where I liked training, but I wasn't that bothered about it, yeah, what I didn't realise was I was in the gym less than I was out of the gym. And I was resting more than I was in the gym. But when I went, I used to feel guilty. So I'd go like once a week sometimes, and I'm not kidding. And I used to feel really guilty. So I'd cram out workouts in, but I'd work like an horse, and I'd work really hard and train really hard, yeah. And then I'd have a week off. And people used to say, you hardly come, you hardly train, look at your body, massive. And I never got it then, it never clicked in. And it never clicked in with these people either, because you just brainwashed to train and train and train and like destroy yourself. But what you've got to realise is when you're doing that is you're not giving your body a chance to rebuild. And this is how muscle's built, people. Muscle is built by the chance to rebuild and recuperate. And the quicker you learn that, the quicker you'll get muscles. I see a lot of people that train harder than me, and I'm not kidding. I don't train particularly hard, to be fair. I used to, but then I got a brain. You know what I mean? You can train hard and you can train really hard. It's up to you, yeah. It depends what you want. But I tell you something now, if you want muscles, yeah, don't train that hard and rest hard, yeah. And that is the truth. These people, Steve Reeves, right, he got really strong, but he didn't get, when you saw his workouts, he didn't get really strong so that you were watching him and it was like a Tom Platz workout where he was literally killing himself. He got strong over a period of time of training, and it was just like a side effect of training. He eventually became strong, but he didn't go from there to killing himself in about 4 weeks and get really strong. He got there over a period of time, and it just was a natural progression. And as his muscles grew, he got stronger naturally. Yeah, but his muscles grew, and he even said it himself, through rest and recuperation. You can't break your muscles down, you can't break your cells down and then just keep doing it, because say you train Monday, you break all your muscle tissue down, yeah? And then you train Tuesday and you break all the same muscle tissue down. And then you train Wednesday and you train and you break all muscle tissue down again. All you're doing is breaking your muscle tissue down, yeah? And if you want muscles, you have to give them a chance to rest, yeah? So this is what my video talk is about today. It's about overtraining, and I don't mean overtraining like 5 hours in gym. Yeah, because if you can do 5 hours in gym and you still got your pump, yeah, trust me, you've not overtrained. When you have overtrained is when your pump goes, and then it's too late. It's gone, and you're like, oh, I've overtrained, right? But if you're still banging them out, if you train legs and you get a massive pump, and then you train abs and you get a massive pump, and then you train chest, shoulder, you do it all, yeah. As long as you switch it on. I mean, these old bodybuilders used to do full body routines, and they last about 5 hours, yeah. If that's not overtraining, what is overtraining is if you come back the next day and do it all again without a rest, or if you come back 2 days later and do it all again and you're still sore, yeah. Rest. If your body, I've got used to now at my age, 52. Yeah, I keep saying it. I know I don't look it. You know what I mean? Yeah, I do. Right. Anyway, I keep training at 52, right? And I keep listening to my body now. And if my body don't want to train when I've done a workout, yeah, I don't train. I leave it. I listen to my body now. Where before I used to listen to my head. Now I listen to my body, yeah. And you still get muscles, people. Don't be scared. Don't be scared of resting. Rest is the most important thing that you'll ever do in training. Rest and sleep. Yeah. They're the two most important parts of training. I used to think it was training and diet. Rest and sleep are the two most important parts of training, because without them, you don't gain diddly squat. Right? Honest. You don't. You can have the best diet in the world. You can have the best training routine in the world. Yeah. But if you're not resting, giving your body a chance to recuperate, you'll never gain an ounce. And that is true. So, if you take something away from this talk today from an old 52-year-old skinny dude, yeah, who's natural, by the way, always has been, yeah, recuperate, don't overtrain, plenty of rest. See you later. And keep training.